In the locker room, all the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more.
Welcome back inside of the Recplex Green Rink in beautiful Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin, alongside Steve Taylor. My name is Andy Diedrich. Game number 7 of 8 in a row that Steve and I are here for, and the entire SPS team couldn't be happier to share this one with you. This time it's going to be a Bantam Red Tier 2 matchup. The IceDogs take on the Sabres. Steve, you getting tired yet? You ready for some more puck? What do you say?
Oh, I woke up ready. I was fueled by the first matchup, and it's just been that over and over and over again. It's just game after game of amazing performances from all the teams here. Everybody in these playoffs have definitely earned their spot in the playoffs, but now as we get to the end of the days today, we're looking to see who's going to play on Championship Sunday. Right now, we're here between the IceDogs and the Sabre. It's a Bantam Red 2 level. IceDogs coming out of Vernon Hills under Coach Robert Scott. Let's see, the IceDogs coming out of their last contest, their last regular season game, was 7-1 win over the Timberwolves last Sunday. They were 3 for 4 on the power play. The opponent was only 1 for 3. The Timberwolves tried to control the bleeding. They had a goalie substitution halfway through the second.
Looking back at their regular season performances, these teams finished 2-3 in the Bantam Red 2 division. The IceDogs, in their 20 games played, 15 wins, 5 losses. The Sabres went 13-6-1. Sabres, a notoriously good overtime team, 3 overtime wins, only 1 overtime loss, and of course that tie as well. Of course, both of these teams hoping to avoid overtime in this one, although if it's going at the rate we've been going at, who knows what we're going to see next. Keep in mind, both of these teams, we already mentioned, play in the Bantam Red 2 League. They both sit in the Bantam Red 2 second brackets.
Steers, Lovejoy, Abrams out to start the game, and of course the captain starting out in the center circle. It's Brogan for the IceDogs. Coming up on the right side here, the near side, IceDogs taking it into the offensive zone. Down low. Around comes Brogan. Looking to go deep. Trying to feed the front of the net, unable to connect, but able to be kept into the zone. That's Abrahams, able to keep it in the zone. And that's the first save of the game for the IceDogs. In net, we've got number 31, Jack Brugman. Face off in the near zone here. Timur Gaizev, we've taken the face-off, and it's pushed ahead. Sorensen over to the other corner. Fed in front, but the Sabres will retake possession and push it ahead. Pimentel getting an opportunity before it's pushed back. A little slash-looking move by Gaizev, but no slash, none called, clean play. And we play on. This is Steve Taylor alongside Andy Diedrich. Dan Pfeiffer running the camera, going back and forth as these teams themselves go back and forth. And Yoon Bin Cho running the technical directing and the scoreboard. We're already the first shift. Iskra coming back to try and catch back up with Moss. Moss trying the wraparound chance and no good. Quick correction, that's not Moss, that's Gaizev, Timur Gaizev. A great opportunity on the wraparound, but can't quite connect, and so we're gonna get a face-off in the near dot. Good opportunity. Not quite gonna make it through is Zellman. Looking for the centering. Can't quite connect. That's Hubbard actually in the center. And back to you, D. What are you seeing out there?
Hello, Steve. I'm back. Sorry about that, folks. Some technical difficulties. Yeah, I mean, we're seeing another bit of a lot of energy out of the gate for these teams playing that brand of playoff hockey that they want to play. The matter of the fact is, sometimes it's resulted in scoring real early on. All that nervous energy maybe gets the best of them. Sometimes we just get an absolute rock fight for the first 7 to 10 minutes of this game. Right now, not a whole lot of chances, but yet another save by that keeper over there for the Sabres.
Good opportunity there for Brock Brogan on the left-hand side. He had Steers on the right-hand side. That's Caden Steers. A good opportunity on either side. Looked like it was going to be close, but no one could really break through. Comes back out to Lovejoy in the top. Gets low, it's Steers. Trying to feed the front for Brogan, it's no good. Good opportunity. Can't quite connect. That's Brogan, the captain, out front. Front and center. It's the center. Fed ahead, away from Steers. Coming back is Lovejoy. Pumps the brakes. Lovejoy pushes ahead. And it's stolen away. Breakaway chance for the Sabres. Oh, tried to feed, but could not quite connect. Now it's coming the other way. Brogan leading the charge. Late back check. Kammer had the opportunity for the Sabres on the other end of the ice. Here's a good opportunity. Oh, right off the mask. It's Lockowitz. Great opportunity, great shot. Dumped in, and a quick change by Kammer. Pushed ahead. Sorensen back to defend.
Mr. Taylor, you got quite a play-by-play voice. You want to keep it up for a little bit?
I'll keep it up for a little bit.
I think you should.
A little bit of shoving in the corner right behind the goaltender. Backhand, it's a score! Guyzev, the first to break through. The IceDogs have the icebreaker. It's 1-0.
Well, Steve, you're off to a great start when it comes to your play-by-play career. A great goal to go ahead and follow that one up. We talked about those first, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes. That nervous energy for both these teams playing in their playoffs is coming down to it. And again, it's another winner-take-all game. The winner of this one could be the one that moves on to represent one side of the bracket in the title game. Just a great opening goal, and there's really not much else to say there. The IceDogs certainly looking like they're howling right now.
IceDogs off to a great start. They take no pause in their game. It looks like it's going to be Clark in the face-off dot here. Pulling it back to the top. It's Long with the shot off of Clark. Good opportunity again, and it's swallowed. Jack Brugman in goal. He's been locked down so far. A couple great opportunities by the Sabres.
For the viewers that are just joining us, they haven't heard us go on this spiel before, but this time I will say it again. We've had a lot of goalies come in here. They're looking huge in that net. Jack Brugman's not one of them. However, that short stature benefits him so much lower to the ground, easier for him to scoop these cups. Just that hand control, whatever you want to say about him. He's looking good so far. I know we're 4 minutes into the game, of course. Clean sheet's a clean sheet.
Strong start's a strong start. Here's an opportunity. Pushing in is Brogan, the captain. Almost himself ended up in the net, but the puck stays out. Pushed ahead. Sabres looking to clear to the center ice. Olsen pushes ahead. Lovejoy intercepts. Lovejoy looking to enter the zone. He'll take it back and rethink. Lovejoy pushing ahead. Down into the corner. Stays out of the zone. IceDogs are offside. They make it back on. Dumped in. Steers pushes it ahead. Brogan coming in low. Played by the goalie. It's allowed. Clears right through. A little bit of a fake from Clark. Clark chasing in the corner. Lockowitz looking for the pass. Lockowitz around the back of the net looking for the wraparound. No good. A second chance. No. Lovejoy from the top. Thinking. Can't quite push it through. Lockowitz. No. Lovejoy. Back on goal. A tip. Not quite through. That's Guyzev. looking alive, trying for the redirect as it ends up back in the defensive end, and that'll be an icing.
Boy, these IceDogs sure know how they're going to get their goals early. I mean, those rebound attempts and crashing in there, absolutely they're relentless on it. We've seen it bear fruit in these previous games we've seen at this level. Why not continue to keep it up? You already got a 1-goal lead. What's stopping you from getting 2?
Controlling the puck is half the game, and the IceDogs are doing just that. We get a face-off on the near side.
The man in the net for the Sabres is the tall task of facing this relentless attack is Zach Woj, wearing number 29. He's already let 1 goal go by. Still been pretty good so far, but tall task ahead of him the rest of tonight.
He's just getting peppered. Hopefully the defense can step up and get something ahead of him. Down in the corner, the IceDogs trying to bring it out. Guyzev looking center. Brought ahead. Looking for Guyzev, not quite. Cannot quite connect. Looked like that was Zellman. Either Zellman or Hubbard. It's Zellman. To get a stoppage in play.
Going back to that last thing from the IceDogs, again, another 1-on-0 opportunity. You actually saw 87 Timur Gazayev, who was the other guy flanking on this near side as opposed to the far side where the puck was. He actually crashed in so far, he over-pursued where that puck was going to come in off the rebound. Granted, if that puck bounced a different way, it's a much different story. But it goes to show you how vital that this forecheck pressure and getting up near, pucks in deep, players in deep, is to this IceDogs team.
You're exactly correct. It's a game of inches, and right now the IceDogs just a little outside on a couple opportunities, but they've connected once so far as it's brought out of the zone. Looking to the opposite side, it's who? Looking, they've got an opportunity, it's Kamer, but he runs out of gas, loses an edge, and that'll be an icing coming back to the other end of the ice. Kamer kicking himself, just couldn't quite get ahead.
Just a half-second off can cost so much for these teams. That's the difference between a 1-on-0 trying to get past it. That was Colton Kamer out in front. Or the difference between an icing and now potentially a chance you might surrender another goal to dig yourself further in this hole to start this first period. Not the way you want to look in potentially a pre-title match showdown.
It's a tough start for the Sabres, but they're looking to bounce back, trying to clear the zone. Brogan brings it back in. Brogan just to the outside. Brogan recollects. He's got Zellman with him, but now he doesn't. Pushed ahead. Sabres knocked away. Calling for a D-to-D pass, but can't quite connect. Now we've got a breakaway. Looking alive. Off the crossbar.
How many times have we said that today?
Oh my goodness, the fans say it. It's the same thing we're all thinking. Marsden recollects, looking ahead. Intercepted. Schifrin looking to make a move. Tries to go 5-hole, and it's just shut down.
Now, most of the time from that distance, you try to go top shelf, maybe get it by him on the lower side. You don't see 5-hole a lot of times. But that, of course, is if you don't have the shot speed that Jaden Schifrin does. I mean, that was a rocket coming out of there, even though he was well defended by 2 Sabre defenders right there between the face-off circles.
They trust the power of his shot. That's why they have him back on the blue line. Guyzev back out there. He's got Lockowitz with him. Knocked away. Guyzev going for the corner. Kept in. And now it's kept out. Lockowitz trying to bring it back in. Guyzev with him. Zellman helping them all out. Guyzev trying to recollect. Looks for his buddy in Lockowitz. Dumped in. It's Allegretti with the dump in. And it's recollected by the Sabres. Pushed ahead. Allegretti. Just a little off kilter. Looking for the wrong side goal, and it gets stuck in the netting. Can't quite be collected. It's Schifrin. Oh, just over the right side of the goal. Sabres looking to get out. Anything just to get some of the pressure off and get a couple of skaters off the ice. Pushed ahead.
And they finally do
by Allegretti.
Just enough time to catch their breath. But man, this time on attack, shots on goal dominated by these IceDogs.
Guyzev getting some time for the IceDogs to make a change. Who, what, when, where, why? A great opportunity but shut down.
Zach Woj, great save. I was looking forward to the who's on first reference at some point, which I'm sure we're going to get to if he nets one.
Yeah, who's at right? And I'm not sure who's on the left, but we'll find out as Hubbard takes the center
Better
dot.
videographer Dan was in on that one, yeah.
Just out of the reach of Abrahams. Sabres with a breakaway opportunity. Shot on goal, just out of the reach. Pushes it out of the way. Abrahams can't quite get it out of trouble. Back into the corner. And it's lifted, but not quite cleared from the zone. Sabres setting up. Backhand towards the net, and it's gloved by Brugman.
Brugman again, maybe lulling him to a false sense of security. He's made a couple easy saves so far. Not super easy, granted. He's showing his skill a little bit. But again, when there's so much time on the other end of the ice, you kind of sit there, maybe daydream a little bit. And that happens at all levels of sport. That's not just here. You see it at high school, college, and even in the professionals.
I said it earlier in the day, sometimes you're seeing a highlight reel and sometimes you're just seeing a resume. Brugman not been super challenged thus far today, but an opportunity for Brogan. Smart play to keep it onside.
Even though these athletes are so young, the awareness, like you said, just there to stay onside, really second to none. I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing at every single game so far, but especially early from the IceDogs.
Down below the dots, Sabres looking to clears the zone. Looking ahead, he's got Weber. Weber tries to push ahead, intercepted. Pushed ahead by Brogan. Brogan teeing up Allegretti. Allegretti not quite through. Rebound. Cannot quite connect. The second shot looks better than the first. A challenge all the way through the blue paint. Sabres throw it down for an icing. Anything for a rest.
I'm out of breath just watching them defend this attack. I mean, I know I said to start this one, this IceDogs getting in on the rebounds. They're continuing to put shots on goal, and that's going to bear fruit for them eventually. But man, what more do they have to do to put it in the net? The Sabres are doing all they can to prevent that. The IceDogs are just not being denied at any single opportunity to flick that puck towards the cage.
You got it exactly right, Diaz. Gaizev goes back into the center dot. Brings it up to the top. It clears the zone. Olsen looking to chase. Olsen, shot on goal. Brugman pushes it aside. Push back to the top. And goes back down low. That's Abrahams. Cannot quite deke out of that one. Pushed ahead by Schifrin. Schifrin center. Gaizev on the doorstep, but not quite there. Does not get through. Sabres looking to clear the zone. Pushed ahead. Abrahams there to receive. He's got Schifrin with him, but Schifrin without a stick. And a stoppage in play. Schifrin, his stick looks all right. It's just all the way at the far end of the ice, so. Asking for a little bit of an assist from who? Yes, who?
Yeah, we're going to make that joke a couple more times tonight. I'm sure he's gotten it a lot. Brian Hu, though, has looked tremendous in terms of getting that puck out in front of him, at least setting up his teammates. He's not the one firing the shots, but you also need a guy to feed you the puck after all. Steve Nash is a Hall of Famer. He won 2 straight MVPs. You know how many points he averaged a game? Like 13. That's not that good. It's what he did with the ball, passing it to others.
Steve Nash, John Stockton, 2 of a kind. Real good assisters. And we'll see if Hu can get through. Try and tee off his teammates in Hubbard. But shut down right there. Sabres will get a stoppage.
Zach Woj, nice little scoop save there. Other than that one mistake early, which again, maybe that's just a defensive breakdown altogether, not fully on him. Again, we're just going to see another goalie battle. One thing I worry about, as I previously alluded to, you don't want to see Jack Brugman on the other end get a little too complacent sitting in his crease in front of the rack.
As we set up for the face-off, back in the center is Brock Brogan, captain. Coming around, looking for Brogan. Oh, and it's denied. Walsh pushed ahead. Sabres with an opportunity, but cut off by Lovejoy. Lovejoy coming around. Lovejoy cuts back, shoots it ahead. Can't quite clear the zone. Pushed in there is Gerace. Down below, Sabres looking to set up something in the offensive zone, see if they can get themselves on the board. Setting up, it's Gerace. Oh, knocked away by Bruggeman. Pushing back, Mitchell. Trying to get it down low. It ends up clearing the zone. Sorensen trying to chase after it, but now they have numbers. Brogan has Lovejoy and someone else. Lovejoy dangles but can't quite connect.
The patience of these players, so impressive, Steve.
Fastman, the other person there. Brogan down below the dot. Looking for Fastman to see if he can get some help as Brogan absorbs a hit. Sabres trying to clear the zone. Looking for Kammer. Kammer with an opportunity to get ahead. Gets ahead. Can't quite get a shot off, but Kammer, great opportunity. Pushed ahead. It's Lakowicz. Lakowicz. Oh, and he's just taken off the puck. And the arms stay firmly by the referee's side.
At first, I was a little incredulous at that call. Trying to look back on it and think on it, I think that is the right call from the referee there. As bad as it looked, I think that the arm staying down, it's a little different with the 1-goal lead, of course. Not a whole lot of protests from that bench over there for the IceDogs.
Definitely a tough one right there as it ends up back in the Sabres zone. Pushing ahead. Pushing back, it's Lovejoy trying to clear the zone. Lovejoy, he's got Gazev with him. Looking to center it in! Who else? It's who? Brian Who breaks through! What a feed from Lovejoy and Brian Who! It's 2-0 Dogs.
What an assist to goal matchup. Lovejoy to who?
Lovejoy to who else? Way to bury an opportunity.
I mean, you keep giving the pressure on. Something's got to give in this Sabres defense. But I don't know a whole lot of defenses in this division, in this conference, in this league that could have kept up with that 1-2 punch right there. And as much as Zach Woj wanted to get in front of that one, when you got a 2-on-none right there, perfect pass delivered into the one-timer, all you can do is just clap your hands sometimes.
They drew it up like Picasso. Little less abstract, though. And we get a stoppage of play with a minute to go.
You've been thinking about the metaphors and the similes. I'm kind of liking what I'm hearing out of you, Steve Taylor.
I do what I can. We get ready, face off in the far dot in the Sabres defensive zone. Fastman talking with Brogan, trying to get a setup. Brogan hits the dot. Wins the face-off. It's Fastman. Fastman looking to Brogan. Brogan shot. Score! Brock Brogan. Yes, sir. I don't know what he said to Fastman, but there was an understanding, and now there's another goal for the IceDogs on the board.
We've had a lot of close games. We've had a lot of energetic first periods back and forth. This is not one of them. 2 goals separated by what, maybe 15 seconds apart? And Brock Brogan's been getting it done at both ends. He deserved a chance at the goal. He made it count for every single moment. IceDogs scoring any way they can, whether it's off a break, off of a set piece on a face-off. How about goal number 4, maybe?
Brogan says he's not done yet. He's chasing it down. He has Fastman with him. Looks like Allegretti's going to throw it on goal, and that'll get a stoppage in play. 43 seconds left in this first period. Sabres started with that center ice face-off, beating on the boards, looking to try and spark their team. Got Mitchell, Weber, Gerace out on the ice here on the near side. Kammer back out there too. Mitchell takes the face-off. It's lost. Pushed in. It's Zellman. Zellman can't quite hold it in. Lakowicz, an opportunity. Thrown towards the net. Oh, what an incredible opportunity. Redirected off the shot from Riker Abrahams. Back into the corner. And now it goes low. Shot on goal from Lovejoy. It bounces around. Abrahams looking to keep it in, and he does. Before it's knocked right back out by the Sabres. And they'll go back to defend as we tick down into the last 10 seconds of this first period. It's tipped into the bench area, and so with 6 seconds to go, we'll get at least one more face-off in this period.
I like the thinking of that coach over there on the IceDogs bench wearing the helmet. Those pucks are a job hazard, man. I don't know how they do it and just don't even bat an eyelash when it comes to those pucks flying back and forth.
Now that's thinking with your head.
This guy's on a roll, folks.
Puck drop, Mitchell wins the faceoff. It's knocked back. Sabres dump it in, and that'll be how the period concludes. So it's 3-0 IceDogs, off to an incredible start as we begin this matchup. Bantam level 2, bracket 2, I believe. Finding out who will win and go to the games tomorrow, playing the noon start. What are your thoughts after the first, Andy?
I mean, you kind of said it's been all IceDogs. Zach Woj is doing his best in net for the Sabres, but the IceDogs, 3 goals, really 3 different ways. They were going to keep the pressure on with the rebounds. I thought that's how they were going to get a lot of them, but you saw that fast break there from the great connection from the Lovejoy to Who. That sounds like a great band from the 1980s that doesn't exist, but the point remains. The IceDogs really cooking with gas out there. They're looking like some war dogs to start this trip to maybe punch their ticket to the title game.
An incredible start. We'll be right back with some more action. We'll take a quick break and be right back here at SBS.
Home is more than a place. It's full of the people and moments that matter most. Providing for loved ones, expanding your horizons, or simply living the life you love. With all you have to protect, choose insurance you can count on, so you can experience more of what you live for. Country Financial. Experience more.
Back here for the second period of play. I'm Steve Taylor alongside Andy Diedrich. And we're about to get a face-off to start. It's the IceDogs and the Sabres. It's been all IceDogs so far. What are you seeing, Andy?
It truly is these IceDogs coming in here hungry, maybe. I'm trying to make a dog pun. It's just not going to work, so we'll just actually talk about the hockey they're playing. It got off to a fast start. We saw a bit of a stalemate to begin this one. And as much as we've seen their opponents in the Sabres get pucks in deep and try to get some things going, even without any sort of power players or something like that. It really seems like they're getting an odd man rush every second or third time down the rink.
IceDogs really in control of this game. We're looking for a penalty, and the ref's arm will come up. Now he's looking a little confused as they play on. Ref not very confident as the Sabres will try and dump it in. It'll bounce out. Looking ahead is Esposito.
I don't think the coaching staff of the Sabres have put their arms down for the last 25 seconds. And I think they have a point there, Steve. I'm not going to lie to you. Especially when you're down 3-0. Kind of feel like the world's against you right now.
Looking at
I'd be just as upset.
No! Sabres looking to clear the zone. I think you're exactly right, Andy. And with that, we'll see. With the Sabres touching it, it looks like we're going to call it a hook.
That is exactly what I saw, too. When it rains, it pours for these poor Sabres. This is not the start they wanted. Delusions of grandeur trying to get to the title game. There was a IceDog shaken up after that penalty there. I believe that was number 21, Samuel Fastman, who's going to go and take some time on the bench, get checked out by the training staff. But those Sabres coaches are not happy with the men wearing the zebra uniforms.
Not at all. And right now we're going to see Skopik hitting the bench, but hitting the sin bin, slamming the door closed, and you can't really blame him. There's been a lot of confusion, both on the bench for the Sabres and between the referees. It seems like they weren't quite on the same page with that almost but then not a penalty. And as a result, we're going to see an IceDogs power play.
And this is on a personal note. I don't want everyone's views represented in this, but that's the issue. Even at this level, these are still great athletes, but giving them only 2 referees, it restricts the amount of just validity in a lot of these calls. You need an extra set of eyes out there just to gut check some of these. And I get it. There can't always be 100 refs and instant replay in every rink in America because not everybody has Sidney Crosby playing on it. But just to get that extra little oomph, whatever you could do to check things. We have some confusion going on the ice still. Again, maybe more reason why you need another referee, another man in the black and white out there. Here we go. We're going to get the rest of Sabres joining them. But that's not one gripe. There's only 2 referees at this level. They don't get to 3 until they step up to the next level in prospects.
Looks like Pimentel and Clark will join their teammates out there, and Clark will take the draw. Lots to be said about the number of referees, especially going into the playoffs. This game may not mean much in a grander scale, but it means a lot to these kids, and it means a lot to us. And we'll see the IceDogs in the power play. Schifrin looking with the shift. Wolge with the save. Coming back out to the top.
Huge, powerful one-timer. And we might see another one.
Rogan looking for the tip. Wolge says no. Schifrin looking to dump it in. Rebound collected nice and neatly and pushed ahead. Looks like Clark's going to try and take it up. Excuse me, that's Pimentel. Pimentel trying to do something shorthanded, but it gets taken right away from him, but he's looking to take it right back. Almost loses an edge. Steers looking to take it in for the IceDogs. Steers has Gaisev towards the center. Backed out to Steers, and it's going to be pushed back to Schifrin. Pimentel's going to take it further than that. Pimentel's going to try and drive in. He's going to try and beat Allegretti. Just, bodies him. Allegretti knocked down into the corner. Stolen away, looking ahead. As Steers will head to the bench, and we're halfway through the penalty, and they'll shift to their power play 2 unit.
Good to see the Sabres with at least a little bit of offensive life, even if it's during a penalty kill. Why not get that puck in deep and throw a couple at the net? You got to test the netminder, even though he's been great. But Jack Brugman's getting bored on that other side.
Jake Brugman might be able to let one in, but right now, Wolves just shutting it down.
That is Zach Woj. He's got a much longer last name, but team manager Mike Mitchell told me the boys call him Woj, and we should too. Zach Woj, nice little save there, freezing it up. Under a half minute left to go on the power play. This is a penalty kill that is sorely needed by the Sabres.
100%. As we get a face-off here on the far dot. Coming back out to the top, knocked in by Allegretti. Almost another opportunity for Who into the corner. Pushed around, held into the corner. Coming back up top. And Allegretti will be back to receive it as they clear the zone, and we get 10 seconds left in this penalty, in this power play. Sorensen looking to push it ahead. Bounces it off the boards, just out of the reach of his Sabre teammate. Olsen looking to challenge Lovejoy. Lovejoy just dangles right through. Lovejoy still on his feet. Lovejoy, opportunity for Who? No, not quite. The magic connection, Lovejoy to Who. Does not connect a second time just yet. Allegretti trying to keep it in. Excuse me, that's Fastman. Sorensen lowering the boom on Hubbard. Pushed ahead, but into the bench area, and we'll get a stoppage in play.
Steve, you and I were mentioning this earlier on the broadcast. At this level, you see that chemistry's building. These guys are with each other all the time. They're still developing their skills, so they're just a beat off on some of these passes, not always connecting. I'm not seeing that from the IceDogs. Without some good saves from Zach Woj and some other good defense from the men on that back line there for the Sabres, I mean, they're just connecting on these one-timers left and right. It's honestly impressive that the deficit isn't more for the Sabres team.
They're really showing the strong team from Vernon Hills. A shot on goal. Gaisev looking for the rebound. Looking to clear the zone, but held in. That's Abrahams holding it in. Coming around. Mitchell looking below the dot. He's got his teammate with him. Pushing ahead. Off the boards. Ahead, but almost held by... Excuse me, that's Anacini. But it's already been pushed ahead away from him. And back to collect it is Abrahams. Just a little off kilter from the goal. He'll be challenged by Weber off of Weber's stick into the corner, but it advances ahead. Gaisev gets a little bit of a breakaway. He's got one man to beat. Toe drag. Gaisev shut down by Wolves. Zach Wolves, have yourself a day.
Timur Gazayev was showing off the stick skills earlier with a nice assist. That time wanted to do it himself. Simply put, that boy nice.
He does well. He's holding it down for the Sabres. Zellman advancing. Zellman with Gaisev. Not even any rebound. Wolves shuts it down.
Woj getting some love from his teammates over there, and deservingly so, of course. Some saves easier than others, but there's still saves regardless. When you're going to see this many shots on goal per game, I feel like this is more than we've seen some other the goaltenders today get all game. We still have 9 minutes left in the second. Woj is definitely shouldering his load. Can the offense break through to at least put them back in contention for it? Like you said, most dangerous lead in hockey, according to the legend Doc Henrik, is that 3-goal lead.
You're exactly correct, Andy. As it's pushed in deep into the corner. Rubs off. There's Who, another opportunity, but can't quite connect. Push back ahead. Down in the corner. Down in the corner is Esposito. Back up to the top, it's Allegretti. And back into the corner, looking to leave the zone, are the Sabres. Pushed ahead, it's Pimentel. With his friend in Olsen, can't quite connect, leaves the zone. Esposito stolen away, pushed back up by the Sabres, and back. And it goes back into neutral ice. A lot of back and forth in this action so far as it's pushed ahead, and the Sabres will recollect. Looking to stretch the ice, but it gets broken up. Olsen still has an opportunity to advance. Gets it in the zone, but it's going to be taken away by Allegretti and held around into the corner as they look to leave the zone. Connects with Fossman. Fossman gets in, dumps it off to Brogan. Brogan an opportunity. Brogan on goal, but can't quite connect, can't quite get it on goal. Blocked away by the Sabres. Blocked away out in front. Schifrin goes a little high. And it'll leave the zone. Schifrin a little out of position, but a great opportunity. And if it connected, I wouldn't be saying as much.
I know they made the save there, but the last couple trips down, or maybe we'll generalize it, the last 5 minutes or so, how much of it has been spent in the attacking zone for the IceDogs and how little of it has been spent on the other end? You look over at that Sabres bench, you can just feel frustrations mounting a little bit. Almost the coaches want to just go out there and say, do something, guys. Easier said than done against this IceDogs attack is already, turn your head, they're back down on the other end, putting the puck in the zone and trying to make a play on it with a couple substitutions.
Even harder when you're in the period of the long changes. Wolves will cover it. And we'll get a stoppage in play. 7:16 left in the second period. We're about halfway through.
That has to be his at least 24 save of the night, and he's got a lot more in his future. Like you said, we're only halfway through this puck game here. Does puck game work, or is it ball game only?
A puck game works, but I'm always a ball game guy.
It just feels right. But anyways, I'll pause as I believe we're seeing a timeout from most likely the Sabres. I actually didn't see who the referees indicated. Yes,
it's going to be a timeout Sabres. They're going to talk it over. And we're having a ball, so we're going to go ahead and call it a ball game.
Nothing wrong with that. Still 3-0, of course. Sticking with the action here. And if you're over there on the IceDogs bench, of course, the whole conversation becomes about complacency, right? Why would we not continue to put the pressure on here when we are controlling the time of the attack? Probably, and a generous thing, 4-1 maybe? It might be even more disparate than that. The point still remains, and an indication that we might get a change over here. I am seeing a different goaltender warm up for the Sabres. Wearing number 33, Trevor Carpin looks like he's getting loose. I'm not sure if that means he's going to enter, but usually not a good sign for the goalie that's already in the game.
It's always a mixed bag when you have a situation like this. You've got Zach Walsh, who's been standing on his head, a lot of highlight reel goals, but a couple that have connected. And you keep Carpin in mind because sometimes you just need to shift the entire focus of the game. But it almost feels like a disservice to Walsh because he really has been keeping the team in it. 3-0, not really that bad, all things considered. The IceDogs will try and keep the onslaught on. Guyzev will take the face off. He's got Lovejoy behind him, joined by Anacini. And Zellman in front of the net. Kicking it to the top. Coming back down low. That's Lockowicz, the last IceDog on the ice. Clears it just away from Lovejoy and almost goes to Zellman. Knocked back in. We'll get a stoppage of play for an offsides.
Already with this 3-goal lead, we might start to enter. We've called it the witching hour a couple times. It's just tending to be when those energy slows down a little bit. So we get a face-off at center ice. One goal can change that, however. If the Sabres are the ones that net it, they're back into this. Oh, wait, this is only a 2-goal deficit? All we need to do is get 2 in the third, send it to overtime, and we can win it there, move on to the title game? I mean, flip side, at 4-goal lead, some reason looks a whole lot different. As we had some action on the other end there. I'll flip it back to you, Steve.
There's a lot of action, a lot of different math that can check out for the Sabres, so don't count them out just yet as Walsh settles it down. Knocked around the corner to see if the Sabres can start leaving the zone. Held in by Hubbard. And it'll be battled for in the corner by Esposito, who, looking to put it in front of the net, he did just that, but no one home. Weber, through the legs, pushing it ahead. Kammer, looking to see if he can drop the hammer. Down back to Mitchell. Mitchell, an opportunity, shot, save Bruggeman. You can't really fault them for the opportunities. There's been a lot of opportunities out there for the Sabres.
It's hard not to want to just pounce at every single one. Sure, that might not have been the absolute best look, but that's still a pretty darn good look. And when you're down 3 goals, it's time waning down in the second period, I think you'll take that shot almost every single day of the week, especially when you need some offense and you need it now.
Absolutely. Clark and Brogan in the centered faceoff dot. It'll be won by Brogan. Back to the goaltender, and we'll do it again.
So far, I've been wrong about Bruggeman. He's really not shown that he's gotten that cold back there. It's been a couple quick hitting chances off of a faceoff, off of a one-timer near the blue line. He has not wavered.
And Brogan will win the next faceoff, knocked away from Allegretti, and it'll be held in by Pimentel, looking for the centering pass, cleared away. And they'll clear the zone away from danger. Fossman looking ahead, but knocked back forward. Olsen looking to see if he can collect it. He'll go back to his D. Correction, he'll actually advance the puck. Pimentel here on the near side. Pimentel looking to break away. Pimentel trying to strong arm his way in front of the net. Looking for options, and Clark and Olsen goes instead to the top, back. Cannot quite knock it through, but does keep control of it. Rubbed out into the corner, and we're going to go ahead and get a penalty. The IceDogs will hit the box, and we'll get our first Sabres power play of the night with 5:30 to go in the second.
That could be all the opening in the doorway that these Sabres needed. They were looking for anything to grasp onto, and a power play is certainly a good way to parlay a fortune into a more fruitful harvest. I'm really good with these. I'm getting the similes and metaphors now down, dude. I'm really cooking with gas here. But it is going to be Brock Brogan, who's been great on both ends of the ice. Entering in there, he's wearing the captain's patch for a reason, so we're going to have to see some leadership step up in the 2 minutes that Brogan's going to be in the sin bin.
And they'll set up a little bit of a discussion with Bruggeman to try and set themselves up for this penalty kill. Mitchell, Kammer, Sorensen, all on the near side for this power play unit. Sorensen going to dub it in. Coming around Mitchell. Mitchell looking at his options. He's got Kammer in front. Kammer shot. Just gets around Bruggeman. Kammer back to Mitchell. Mitchell looking up top for Sorensen. Sorensen just a little out of the way of his stick, and they'll have to come back to center.
Can be the little mistakes that add up, unfortunately, especially when you're on the power play looking for a huge goal to get yourself back into this one. All that wasted time could back to bite them. We'll see if that changes anything.
Kammer looking, he's got Weber and a good opportunity on what was almost a rebound, a cookie given by Bruggeman, but he covers it up. We get a stoppage in play. Sorensen debating on whether or not he's going to get the change.
Get a full line change for the IceDogs here. If all goes well and they get this PK and can have some of that front line that was the one starting off all the scoring with some fresh legs in the third, what else could you really ask for?
Weber, a good opportunity. Back to Mitchell. Mitchell comes around to Kammer. Matarak up here trying to keep it in the zone. Skippage covering back on defense as Gaizev tries to advance the puck. Skippage holding strong. Puck's in the far corner. Advanced ahead and pulled back. Sabres trying to establish any form of control of the puck here with 58 seconds left on their on their power play. Skippage pushes it ahead. Dancing around is Kammer. Kammer pushing it ahead, goes back. Toe drag, but a little out of the reach of his own stick, and it's going to be covered by Bruggeman for a stoppage in play with 41 seconds left on the power play.
It's not always the periods of the game where a bunch of goals are surrendered by your team that's the most frustrating. Sometimes it's the periods where nothing really happens at all.
Second period, it's already starting to be a bit of a lull as Clark goes in to take the face-off. He's got Olsen to his right. Matarak here on his rear right. Olsen looking to see if he can get away. Matarak going to try and stop it. Matarak, very good pinch. Going to fight for it in the corner. And Clark going to try and hold it in, but he can't quite do it. Long going to chase. It's Hubbard. Hubbard with a breakaway. Hubbard with an opportunity, short-handed. He's going to try and get it in front of Lockowitz, but can't quite connect. Push it ahead. Sabres might have an opportunity. Moved away from Lockowitz. Pimentel. Clark. Clark taking it up. He's got Pimentel. Pimentel, an opportunity. Pimentel, shot on goal. Bruggeman says, no, sir. And we'll get another stoppage in play. 7 seconds left in the power play. Potential opportunity.
That glove hand moves fast. I didn't even see him almost get that down and scoop it in time. I thought that was just saved in the 5-hole. He's going to have to cover it up. But Bruggeman, like we said, that short stature, low to the ground, is able to get that short up, show it to the referee, and stop that clock. 3:37, just about a successful PK if they could survive the next 7 seconds.
Cover the ground ball. Able to pull it in. Iskra in for the face-off. He's got Bain behind him. Coming around to the other side, it's Garris. Garris dumping it in. Lardner looking center, almost had a man. Got to keep your head on a swivel in this game, and we're now back even. Penalty box is empty. Brogan looking to try and make a difference. Almost a good connection from Bain. Looking to connect towards the center. He's got help in the corner. Going to the top. Bain, another opportunity, but it's just nothing but traffic in front. Looks for a man in front, but cannot quite find one. It's coming around. Iskra over to the right. And it's coming back. Cleared the zone. Brogan looking to see if he can get a jump on it. He's got Fastman with him if he hurries. Fastman just broken up by Bain. Bain will not get another breakaway, or not give up another breakaway, and it'll go into the bench area at a stoppage of play. 2.5 minutes to go here in the second period.
Yeah, nothing dealing on that most recent breakaway from the IceDogs, but it's teams like that are so super aggressive that when you think you nullify the fast break opportunity, I didn't exactly see who the Sabres defender was in there, got in the way of that pass from Brogan. Good, great, amazing. You turn around, you try and flick that out, there's 2 more guys crashing in, and if you just pass it right to them, then it's a 4-on-1 or maybe even like a 2-on-none or something situation. You have to be careful with the puck even when you think you have it, especially when your back's turned.
Exactly so. Wolves, big save. Pushed out. Being aggressive has its upsides and its downsides as Abraham has control, dumps it back in. Skippage will receive it. Weber cannot quite get to it before Abraham, who's pinching, and it's off the pad and in. Abraham, a low right-hand shot to the glove side of Walsh, ends up in the top shelf. And it's 4-0 IceDogs.
This is yet another game. I did not think this was going to be how it went. Thought we were going to get quite another dogfight, not to even benefit the IceDogs. Could have gone either way. And here we are talking about maybe not even overtime like I thought we were going to set out to do. We're talking about if that 5-goal running clock rule is going to kick in the third period. And again, this is just all credit to the IceDogs. Sabres have been a great team all year, just behind them in the standings, sitting second and third respectively in those standings of the regular season. This game is to go to the title game. Right now, the IceDogs looking like they really want that ticket punched.
Seems like the IceDogs are going to maybe make it there, but it was, we got a penalty coming up. Let's see who goes to the box.
I believe that was number 21. That's Brendan Matarak. I think that was a boarding call, maybe. Actually didn't see the signal from the referee. We're going to check it here at center ice.
Looks like a cross-checking call for Matarak.
That is indeed a cross-check. Yeah, when the frustrations mount, you realize that this could be your last game of the season, barring a improbable comeback, which at this level, it's hard to get into those minds of these young athletes. So much going on in their life at this time. It's difficult to try and motivate these guys. You're not going to give them a sports psychologist at this age, at this level of the sport. You're just hoping you can keep teaching them the right thing, continue to play winning hockey, even if you're losing the game. You can still create winning habits in a blowout loss. That is the most important thing I think these coaches need to stress to their players. 2 great coaches, yes, I'm sure they're already way ahead of me.
Can't argue with that. Sabres already off to a great start on the kill. Mitchell challenging the puck. Pushed in, Long going to chase it, but he's joined by Hubbard. Hubbard will get there first. He's got who in front of the net? who's going to join him in the corner. Pushed into the front of the net. It's Allegretti with an opportunity. Allegretti blocked out in front by Mitchell. Mitchell challenging the puck. Mitchell able to get it out of the zone. Not quite. Esposito an opportunity, but Kammer will help him out, and now Mitchell chasing. Mitchell doesn't quite have gas in the tank, but he's able to put it on goal, dump it in deep, and get a change. Him and Kammer will pop off. Clark on the challenge. Pop fly fielded by Walsh.
That looked like an FA to the center fielder right there. Nothing wrong with firing in from the blue line. We've seen a couple goals go in, maybe when they weren't even intended to be shots on goal today. And we've probably said it a dozen times. We're going to say it a dozen more if we ever come back and call this level. You just get shots on goal and funny things happen.
It's incredible. Trying to spark his team, Skippage is just beating his stick against the boards on the Sabres bench. Sorensen chasing Lovejoy. Lovejoy with an opportunity, a quick move, a dirty backhand shot. Tell me what you see, Andy. Oh my goodness, Lovejoy. A filthy backhand.
Filthy's a great way to describe it. I love that shot so much. It's bringing me joy. For sticking with the puns here. In all seriousness, really impressive stuff. Not only to finish that off in the crease, but the moves just to free himself and get all that space. Did you see how much real estate there was around him for him to operate? Really impressive stuff. That's a sign of a player that's going to succeed in the coming levels. Really cool stuff to see.
Give him enough space and you're going to see something like that. A magic from Lovejoy. It's his second point of the night. First from the feed from Wu. And the second one, he'll do it himself. So that'll, go ahead.
I'll go ahead, Steve. We saw him warming up earlier. The other goaltender on the roster for the Sabres will now enter. Trevor Carpin, number 33, standing in net, trying to mitigate the deficit that his team finds himself in.
And it's important to remember, as we see Carpin starting to set up in the net, as it's pushed out, it's important to remember that Walsh did not have a bad game. He actually had a really good game. Just a couple really good shots that just beat him. As an opportunity for the Sabres, looking good. Clark tries to poke it through, cannot quite make it through, and looking to clear the zone, but we've got a delayed penalty that's no longer delayed. And the IceDogs will send someone to the box. It's Brogan again. Looks like a head contact penalty.
I'll be honest, I'm a little confused by that one. I was looking at the play. I didn't really see contact between any of the skaters. Must have happened away from where that puck was flicked in on that far post. It was a good save by the effort of Bruggeman. I think coaches want an explanation for it, because now heading into the box along with him is going to be number 29, Samuel Fassman. So coach is looking for an explanation. It's 5-on-3, it looks like right now. Big change in the momentum swing. All righty, here we go. Back to a game, I guess.
Clark going to take the face-off as we get some chance for the Sabres to push it. 2 minute on the penalty, 17 seconds left in the period. We get another split penalty.
So it is going to be 5-on-4. It is going to be another one of those split penalties. I think it's a normal 2-minute minor in misconduct.
Almost able to push it through, but it just squeaks right back out. Long chasing it, pushed away by Hubbard. Hubbard with a breakaway. Long, the only person who can catch him. Shot on goal just goes a little wide on Hubbard, and that'll be how the period ends. So, let's see. So Brogan into the box due to some head contact, but joining him is Samuel Fassman because he had potentially an argument with the referee. Not saying that that's what happened, can't know for sure, but he'll join him in the box. It'll only be a 5-on-4 as we take it to the period. What are you looking for in the third?
Well, the big thing to watch for all the spectators out there, the important thing, the 5-goal lead is in effect. It's going to be a running clock in the third period as long as the team is up 5 or more goals, which the IceDogs find themselves in. And you want some semblance of some sort of positive momentum to hang your hats on if you are the Sabres trailing in this one. They have a great opportunity to do so. In minute 42 of the power play, maybe a little bit more with the misconduct going on. If you get another penalty that's afflicting your opponents in the IceDogs, 5-on-3, maybe can net 1, 2, and all of a sudden it's a much different game. You got to fight till the end. It's a great lesson to teach these young guys.
Excellent points, Andy. We'll be right back from Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin, here on Sports Broadcast Solutions.
Home is more than a place. It's full of the people and moments that matter most. Providing for loved ones, expanding your horizons, or simply living the life you love. With all you have to protect, choose insurance you can count on so you can experience more of what you live for. Country Financial. Experience more.
Back in a very lopsided game, but that's only what the scoreboard says. That's not how they're performing. IceDogs up 5-0 on the Sabres. Another opportunity by Guyzev. Esposito fighting in the corner with Long. Esposito breaking out, looking to try and feed Guyzev, but it's knocked away by Mitchell. Mitchell, it's pushed ahead. Kammer able to knock it towards center, but no further. Lovejoy will bring it back, put it on goal, and Carpin will make the save. Sorensen setting up. Feeding ahead to Long. Long looking for Kammer. Kammer trying to break it out. Moving over to the corner. Weber trying to stop, but can't quite get past Allegretti. Two Sabres in the corner. Allegretti going for the breakout. He's going to try and take it himself for a little ways to see if they can get a change. Allegretti not quite on goal, but looking for the wraparound. Esposito joining him. Carpin marking his territory in the crease. Pushed ahead. Long the only one there. He'll be able to receive it. He'll push it ahead, but only as far as the blue line. It's knocked down. Esposito has control. He pushes it ahead towards Weber, but Weber's coming off. He'll be replaced, and it'll be knocked in. Iskra chasing. It'll remain onside. Lardner and Randelli. Lardner with control. Lardner looking towards the center, but Iskra not quite there in time.
I mean, look at this penalty kill from the IceDogs. How many in a row is that successfully converted? They're just shutting off the water of the Sabres right now. And I'm going to blame it. We've seen some uncharacteristic performances from multiple top-performing teams in these leagues. Something about these 2 games in a days, these long Saturdays up at the rink at the Recplex. I think that's affecting some teams more adversely than others. I don't think it's a very characteristic game from the Sabres. The IceDogs are just taking advantage of such that fact.
This is one of the advantages that you have as a Naperville-based team, and Vernon Hills, the same thing is true for the IceDogs. You typically don't play multiple games in a day. It's a common thing in travel league, but when you have most of the league based around the Chicagoland area, as we get a frozen puck from Bruggeman, when you play most of the games around the Chicagoland area, you typically can travel and then go home after your game. So typically a weekend will be split. You'll have a game on Saturday and a game on Sunday before you go home. Unlike Indy Fuel, as an example from the last telecast, they have to drive up from Indianapolis. So they're probably going to stay the night. Got the running clock. Mitchell about to take the face-off. Guyzev his opposite number. Guyzev will win the faceoff back to nobody, so Weber will take it with him. Weber will try and push it up here to Scuffley. Knocked down. Fossman tries to drop it to Guyzev. Kammer will knock it out of the zone, though. Kammer pushing it ahead, but not so far as to get any further than center. Guyzev with an opportunity. Just shoots it high.
He hasn't gotten on the board yet, but his stick ability is really out of this world. I'm loving the touches he's getting, even if he's not converting it with a goal.
He's already got the first goal of the game, but can't quite connect after that, and we've got a delayed call. Let's see what it is. Looks like it'll be a trip, and headed to the boxes steers.
also thought the clock would be running right now, but right now it is stopped at 10:18. Maybe we're just not doing that rule. Fine by me, more hockey for us. Just wanted to warn you guys if you saw the clock running during stoppages of play.
Stop the clock to set up the penalty.
That would be because there's a penalty, which I said in an earlier broadcast. I am just not smart.
We're all here because we're focusing on our strengths. Iskra will win the face-off behind him, but it'll go back to Sorensen out of the zone. Setting it back up is Gerace. And it'll be dumped back in opposite corner to Sorensen. As we dip down below 10 minutes in the third period, as Pat Foley would say. Looking for the hit, but doesn't quite connect. Sorensen just trying to defend his zone. Moving around the corner, looking for the safety of the goal mount.
This is another power play for the Sabres where it's kind of hard to tell who's the team with the man advantage right now, and that's just a credit to the IceDogs PK, whether it's coaching, whether it's stepping in the passing lanes, just being everywhere they need to be. Again, really impressed by the holistic effort from the IceDogs and a bunch of their individual performances as well.
Mixed opportunities, but an opportunity for Abrahams blocked away by Sorensen. Great defense. It's been a mixed bag of opportunities. Sabres have had some chances, but not enough, and you really start to question whether they're just feeling the effects of the fatigue. It's one of the later games. It's 8 o'clock local time here in Wisconsin. Pushed ahead is Lockowitz. Karpin will receive it deep. Pushed around the corner. Clark will try and receive. He'll push it out of the zone. Fight with Schifrin. And it'll clear out of the way. Clark will try and take it up. He's got Olsen with him. Drops it off for Madlin. For Pimentel. Olsen has an opportunity, but moves away from the front of the goal mount. Long up top, trying to keep it in the zone. Successful in doing so. Successful the first time and the second time. It'll be back on goal. Bruggeman will go ahead and cover that up, and we'll get a stoppage in play.
Bruggeman's phone hasn't rang that much tonight, but he has certainly answered that call whenever it's been there. We don't have the complete stats for the CSDHL regular season, but I keep talking about it at length. I'm going to continue to talk about it. This IceDogs PK, I wonder what their percentage of successfully not allowing a goal on them is, because it's genuinely mind-blowing to see what they're able to do right now. This clock's going to keep running as we're still under the 5-goal rule right now. But if you're the Sabres, the rule is open shots beget open shots. You have to try and capitalize on one singular open shot, whether you get a rebound or whether we're talking the course of a period, the entire game. Even if there's a very slim chance it's going in, it might set up a chance for somebody else, and they certainly don't want that goose egg next to their number in what could be their final game of the season.
They really want to take advantage where they can as Mitchell goes into the corner, tries to keep it in, and it's cleared out towards center, but doesn't quite get as far as the blue line. Knocked towards the goal, but can't quite connect, and now it does get as far as center. Coming back to receive it is Matarak. Going around his own goal, and he'll find the shelter of the corner. Mitchell will push it ahead. Clear it towards center, pushed ahead. It's Kammer. Kammer with the advance. Kammer looking to see if he can beat Lovejoy, his opposite number. He'll be challenged by Spears. He's got Weber in front of the net before it's stolen away by Gaitsev. Lovejoy into the corner. He's got Fossman ahead of him. Off the wall. Gaitsev knocked back in by the Sabres. Pressed ahead. Lockowitz. He's got Lovejoy with him. Gaitsev with him. Gaitsev will go for a change. And Lockowitz will shoot high. Fresh off the bench. Over to Lovejoy. Fresh off the bench is Hubbard. Joined by Zellman. Zellman tries to center, but it's stolen away. Mitchell can't quite keep control of it before Bain pushes it ahead to him. Lovejoy will take it back into their defensive zone for the IceDogs. And then he'll clear it up. Push towards the center, knocked ahead by Hubbard. And a frozen puck by Karpin. Well, the U.S. women's national team has been active so far as the Olympics begin.
I'm glad you brought that up, Steve. They had a resounding win over Finland to start. 2 points were netted by Cleveland Heights native, where I'm from. Nothing wrong with being from Cleveland, is there?
I wouldn't say so if there was.
Cleveland Heights' own Layla Edwards record 2 points and a dominating 5-0 win for the American ladies over Finland. Finland, probably notoriously pretty good at hockey. They seem like a cold weather nation, if I've ever heard of one.
They have a lot of players in the PWHL, that's for sure. Layla Edwards, first black woman to don the USA hockey garb. A strong performance against Finland, a 5-0 win, accompanied by a 5-1 win over Chechnya on Thursday.
No better time to feel the patriotic sense of pride. And I was going to say 4 years, but the Winter Olympics, we switch off with the 2 years, so you just got to be really into skiing for 2 weeks at a time, every 4 years or so.
Looking ahead, it's Schifrin. Schifrin wants it. Schifrin's going to shoot. It's going to bounce in. Schifrin may not get the credit for that one. It looked like it bounced off of Esposito, but an incredible shot. All of the force behind it coming from number 5 for the IceDogs. 6-0, 4.5 minutes, and even as the goal celebrations keep going and the high five lines continue, the clock will tick.
It's about time Jaden Schifrin scored a goal. Maybe didn't need to in this one. We'll call it an exclamation point, putting a bow on it. The way he's shooting these one-timers from out near the wing all the way towards the point's been really impressive. Schifrin needs to carry that sort of energy into that title matchup. Things are boding well for the IceDogs. If they're going to ride this way and to Championship Sunday, it sure seems.
It sure seems that way, barring a miracle, and I wouldn't put any other team as capable of that miracle as this Sabres team. Allegretti going into the corner, challenged. Mitchell will collect it in the corner. A little bit of physicality, but everything's above board as Kammer will take it back to center. Kammer looking to deke. Kammer looking to see if he can get an edge. Kammer can't quite. He'll find himself in the corner. Mitchell will join him. Looking for the pass. Oh, can't quite connect. Incredible opportunity. Oh my goodness. Number 89 on the Sabres. Turn around, let me see your name. Good job by Weber. A great chance right in front of the net. Ruggeman says no.
Of course, just to elaborate on my previous point, as time continues to tick away here in the third. This is the Bantam Red 2 second bracket. And the IceDogs, with this victory here, are going to move on and be that second bracket's representation in the Bantam Red Tier 2 championship game tomorrow.
Carpin flashing the leather, says no. He says no vehemently.
You gotta love the Sabres bench still getting into it, cheering on one of their fellow players out there. Again, it's about having a mindset that's still a winning one, even in times of loss. Not everybody goes undefeated. Even the best hockey players missed a slap shot or two. Some of the best Hall of Fame goalies have gotten pulled before. It's about keeping the mindset on the up and up through whatever trials and tribulations you may go through. You're only 14 years old. Got a long hockey career, a long life ahead of you. Keep the head up. Be better next time, and who knows where you're going to end up.
Can't argue with that, and sometimes the trials and tribulations are 2 A-plus chances by Zellman, and sometimes it's a feed over to Lockowitz. Lockowitz will recollect, push it back towards center, see if his defenseman can keep it in. Gaitsev, an opportunity right in front of the net. Pushed into the corner. Zellman still in control before it's taken away. Pushed ahead. Mitchell, he's got nothing but clear ice and Anancini between him. He's got a feed. Kammer can't quite get there in time, but still gets a shot on goal. Iskra right in front of Bruggeman as he makes the save. Under 100 seconds left in this one.
Yeah, not much more to say about this. If I had to put my own spin on it for a little conclusion, again, this is not a characteristic performance of the Sabres from their regular season record, from their other performances in the playoffs. And sometimes on these long playoff days, this will happen. But, I mean, let's tell it how it is. If you outshoot a team by a factor of 4 or 5 and control the time on attack, also by a factor similar to that, you're probably going to win the hockey game. The 6-0 score, I think, is symbolic of that notion.
And it becomes a question of whether or not you started early in the day or whether you started a little later in the day. As we had a full day of games, and that was true for most of these teams. Just about every single kiddo on the ice that laced up today played 2 games today. It's true of the Sabres and the IceDogs. As it gets pushed ahead, now back, and it'll be an offsides call. Time will continue to tick, so that might be our final face-off as we see Weber, or correction, someone else, taking the center ice face-off.
Get everybody a rep right now. Get that goalie up and in the face-off circle. What's the worst that could happen? It's all about having fun at this level. I hope that's what a lot of these kids had today. I sure had a lot of fun up here in the booth. And the best part, Steve, we got one more game.
And it's going to be a doozy. The Falcons come back. They were the first game of the day, and they will also be the last game of the day. Their game will start at 8 and end at 9:20, both AM and PM. And that'll do it. 6-0, IceDogs win it, and we will see them tomorrow for our second game, as Bantam Red 2 championship will be at noon tomorrow, right here on SBS. IceDogs, have yourself a day. Sabres, have yourself a season. That was a phenomenal performance all season. Andy, what can you tell me?
Couldn't put it better myself, Steve, to be honest with you. Like we said, these two teams finished second and third, top three in a very competitive Bantam Red 2. I mean, how many times do we have to tell these folks at home who already know this, that the CSDHL is the best Tier 2 league in the country that we are currently calling home in the United States of America? No matter what, you're competing in this league. You're bettering yourself. You have so much hockey ahead of you. Sharpen up those skates a little bit. Keep a smile on your face. Sometimes the shots go in, sometimes they don't. It's just the way the hockey gods operate, my friend.
It underscores the D in the CSDHL. This is the Developmental Hockey League, and a lot of development we're seeing right before our eyes. An exciting game. And as the ZAM will back out, we'll go ahead and sign off. For Dan Pfeiffer behind the camera, Yoon Bin Cho on technical director, and Andy Diedrich, I'm Steve Taylor.